Good evening, ladies and gents. We are going to go for something a little bit different today. Welcome along to the very first Premier League live stream ever here on the Fournilwrittenalloverit YouTube channel. I hope you're all well. It is a well-known fact that if I was to support a Premier League team, it would be Wolves. So hence why we're here tonight, and we're bringing you Wolves against Crystal Palace, the opening game of the weekend in the Premier League, ladies and gents. We're branching out and we're giving you some Friday night football in the Premier League. Good evening to Aaron. Welcome along to the stream, mate. I'm not on my own this evening. Very shortly, we will be joined by Andrew. As you can see, he's not here yet. So we're just waiting for him to join us. Hopefully, he will be with us very shortly. Get your score predictions in the comments down below as well, ladies and gents. And we're going to bring you the game this evening. Currently watching Steve Sidwell talk about football for no real reason, to be honest. The Tash. Yes, it has gone. You've noticed it's gone. It's coming back rather quickly, but it has gone for the time being. So there we go. Let's get a check on the team news this evening then, ladies and gents. We'll start with the Wolves lineup I think we should go through. So I want to go over here. In goal, number 11, Rui Patricio. Number 49, Max Kilman. Number 16, and the captain, Connor Cody. Number 15, Willy Bolly. Number 3, he makes his debut tonight, Ait Nori. Number 8, Ruben Neves. Number 32, Den Donker. Number 10, Daniel Podens. Number 7, Pedro Neto. And number 9, the Mexican dream, Raul Jimenez. Very, very excited, ladies and gents, this evening. Let's talk you through Crystal Palace as well. In goal, number 31, Guaita. Number 3, Patrick Van Arnholt. Number 6, Scott Pan. Number 8, Kouyaté, the Senegal Soprano. Number 17, ex-Liverpool, Nathaniel Klein. Number 15, Jeffrey Schlupp. Number 44, Jairo Riderwald. Number 4, Luka Milivojevic. Number 10, Andros Townsend. Number 11, Wilfred Zaha. And number 23, Michy Batshuayi. And as I speak, just very quickly, mate, we're not going to be long. I'll just add you in. Welcome along. Hope you're well.
Good evening.
It's great to have you with us, mate. It's great to have you with us.
Here I am. Good evening, Tom.
You're here.
Here I am.
House lights on.
Yes, we're fine, mate. Yeah.
We're all good. There we go. Aaron said father-in-law is a Wolves fan, so he's a soft spot for Wolves. Yeah, we like Wolves, don't we? How are you feeling about this one, mate, at the minute? Are you looking forward to it? Have you got any...
There's no real pressure. I think last time Wolves played Palace, Wolves won 2-0, didn't they? So due a win, I think, tonight at the Molineux. I think I'm a bit worried about Zaha because he's always on form, especially in the rain, isn't he? So let's see what they're warming up, Tom. Let's see what happens.
Perfect. Have you got some food on the table ready to go?
Yeah, I have, mate.
Would you like to go and eat that and come back and join us shortly?
Yes, I would. I'd love to, Tom. You invite me back after?
Well, I'd love to have you back after. You can give us a little bit of thought on the game, if you don't mind. That would be much appreciated.
All right, Tom. I'll come back in a few minutes.
Wonderful stuff. See you shortly. Right, for the time being, we will get underway. It is the game being played at the Molineux this evening. If you could get your score predictions down in the comment section down below across YouTube and Facebook. We've got 38 people in here at the moment across both platforms. So, yeah, get your likes in as well if you haven't seen this sort of thing. And if you're a fan of the Premier League live streams, if you enjoy what we're doing this evening, then do let us know. I think that would be much appreciated if you could do so. Right, the Molineux is almost ready. The teams are just about to come out. The Premier League is starting the Pompey appeal in fine fashion this weekend as well. So Connor Cody, the Wolves captain, carrying a poppy wreath as he makes his way out onto the pitch. Josh O'Neill's gone for a 3-2 Crystal Palace win. Carl Wood saying Zaha to get sent off. Interesting one. And 2-0 to Wolves. I'm bearing in mind, I'm thinking already that we're going to have some comments this evening regarding the 4-0 win that we had for Pompey on Tuesday night, which I mistakenly missed. So the one night that I don't do a stream, we end up winning 4-0, which is not great, is it? But there we go. There we go. How do you feel? Pompey win for... Yeah, I know. Gutted, mate. But I was busy doing stuff. I know. Too busy for Pompey. It's ridiculous. And I'm massively upset about it. If you can't tell already, I'm absolutely gutted. But it's a massive win. We did watch the game. It was a huge win. And it really kind of instilled a little bit more confidence in us, I think. And moving forward, we're going to be much more confident moving forward after a massive 4-0 win. You can't really go wrong with that, can you? That's just dominating, isn't it? It's a dominant performance by a dominant team at the moment in League One. But back to the here and now. Let me give you some statistics before we get going. Palace have actually scored more goals than Wolves this season so far. They've only scored one more than them, but they have scored more goals nonetheless. Tonight, all being well for Crystal Palace, they could make it 13 points from their first 7 games of a Premier League season. That is the first time ever that they will have done that. Palace almost never win on a Friday. They haven't won for the last 5 games that they've played on this day of the week. So that's an interesting one. Wolves have lost in 3 of the last 6 meetings against Palace. In the last 5 games in the Prem, Wolves had failed to score in the first half. They're a team that kind of never score in the first half. So I'm not expecting Wolves to open the scoring this evening. I'll be very surprised if they do. So there we go. Joe has gone for a 2-1 Crystal Palace win. I did see the Portsmouth tweet off the game. I loved it. It was great. Never ever too busy to watch Pompey. Sorry, Carl. I know, mate. It's a joke. Smithy Boy will be joining us later on this evening. Hopefully, all being well. We know he's normally late for these things, but hopefully he will join us later on this evening. The first video, it's an interesting one. The first video I ever did, I'm not quite sure which one the first is that you see on the channel because I got rid of a few of the early ones. But the first video I ever did was on the 4th of July in 2015, I believe it was. So quite a few years ago. But there we go. Come on, Wolves. It says it's your boy. Welcome along to the stream, mate. Hope you're well. Yeah, we've covered this already, Matt. But yeah, we're not that great, to be honest. I'm a bit gutted that we didn't miss the stream. Missed the game actually for the 4-0 win. I was absolutely dejected is the word. I was gutted. But there we go. We move on. There's plenty more games on the calendar, plenty more fish in the sea. You're asking where Alex Griffin is. He's here. He's in. Larging it up, no doubt, in the rain. The players have taken a minute to pause and reflect on those that lost their lives through World War I and II. With the Pompey appeal. Obviously, it's been done slightly differently this year. So the silence is not going to kind of detract from any of the kind of having the minute silence, but it is normally silent in the football ground anyway. So it's even more of a kind of somber mood, isn't it? And when we listen to the last post before football matches. And that will be, I assume, the next couple of weekends running up to Remembrance Sunday, which is obviously the week of the 11th of November. So yeah, it's not an awful long time away now. How fast the year is going. Father-in-law took me and my son on a away day last season with Wolves to St. Fary's. Was told to put my jumper on. I was wearing my Pompey shirt. Aaron, I would have worn it with pride, mate. But I don't blame you for sticking your jumper on over the top. Greetings from Mexico. Good evening, Julio. I assume it's probably a couple of hours ahead there, but hope you're well. Who are Pompey playing tomorrow? We have got Charlton Athletic in League One tomorrow. So if you'd like to join us for that stream as well, we'll be live from about quarter to 3, I reckon we'll go for that one. So that is definitely something to look forward to. Hello, Lydia. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. The first on the channel is the Paul Cook interview. Wow. So that would have been... Crikey, that was an awful long time ago, wasn't it? I wasn't very old back then. It feels like we've been having a minute's silence for an awful long time. But absolutely rightfully so, as the last place is played. And we have now finished. The referee's blown his whistle. The players are now moving away from the centre circle, and we are almost just about ready to get underway. Are you and Griffin streaming Leeds Leicester on Monday? That's a very good question. And I'm assuming we'll have to wait and see. That'll be a question for him, not me, mate. But I'm all for it. If he's still in the stream, which he probably isn't, but I'm up for it. You subscribe. Thanks, Matty. Much appreciated, mate. Hello, 4-0. Yes. Wow. that is very exciting. I'm very much looking forward to that one. It's only a couple of weeks away. We'll be doing a joint stream, which I'm sure many of you will be pleased about. So you'll be able to watch both myself and Alex at the same time. We'll do a simulcast across both channels, which is exciting, isn't it? So yeah, that's definitely one to look forward to. I believe it's a 3 o'clock Saturday one as well. So that's proper exciting. The Wolves players are in a huddle. They are ready to rumble. We are all just about getting ready to go. The huddle is over, and the players emerge. Cameras on. The new signing, Ait Nori, the debut maker this evening. French, not sure if he's got a lot to prove in the Premier League. He hasn't obviously played in the Premier League before, so be interesting to see how he gets underway. Crystal Palace with the kickoff in the centre circle. I think it would have been one of the players forgot that we were doing taking the knee, and he got on with kickoff straight away. But the ball is back in the centre circle. Martin Atkinson will blow his whistle to get us underway. Michy Batshuayi with the kickoff, and we are indeed off and underway. Wolves against Crystal Palace, live from the Molineux. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm cheering on Wolves because I need Jimenez to score on a clean sheet for Conor Cody. I assume that's to do with your fantasy team, mate. How do you feel after Nobby Stiles left today? Yeah, absolutely. Forever a Man United Red, and also forever an England legend as well. So that's incredibly sad news that that we were all told earlier on today. So yeah, massively rest in peace for Nobby Stiles. Yeah, Premier League team. If I had to pick one, I said it at the start of the stream, if I had to pick a Premier League team, it would definitely be Wolves. En partido solo vas a hablando. Va a estar hablando solo, mi amigo. I can't transmit the game, unfortunately. So there we go. Va a, not vas a. But yeah, really excited for this one. Already Andros Townsend's on the edge of the box. He's, oh my word, that was a little bit of a chance early doors over there for Wilfried Zaha. It was a good ball actually from Townsend across the box, and he's sort of dragged it to try and get enough space to get a shot away, but he hasn't been able to, unfortunately, and that one will be wide for a goal kick. As Guaita will go and gather the ball from behind. Hello from Mexico. Good evening. Welcome on to the stream. Great to have you with us. We're off or underway. If you haven't liked the stream already, boys and girls, please make sure you do so. That would be much appreciated. If we could get anywhere near 100 likes this evening, that would be much appreciated. If you're on Facebook as well, feel free to like the stream. I believe the majority of you are watching from Facebook at the moment. So yeah, very much looking forward to this one. Hello to Chris. Welcome, mate. Thanks for joining us. Not a Pompey game, unfortunately, tonight, but I thought we'd jump on and do a Premier League. Would foray into the Premier League for the first time in a long time. So that's what we're doing. And long may it continue, hopefully, because I enjoy watching Premier League games, and I'm all for streaming it. Wolves enjoying a little bit of possession. Willy Bolly, I believe it is, on that far side with the ball at his feet at the moment. He's looking for Jimenez and he can't find him, and that's been cut out by Crystal Palace. But the ball is back with Wolves. Cody puts the ball in. It's actually Podens with the ball at his feet at the moment, outside the box. Plays a cross ball pass. He's looking to get it to Dendoncker, and he will be there in enough time to gather it. Ball goes in. Is that a penalty? No, it's not. I believe it's probably a Crystal Palace 3 kick the other way. Yet Martin Atkinson's given it in favour of Crystal Palace. And yeah, it was a little bit of a push from Raul Jimenez. The ball was good from Dendoncker. But yeah, I think Raul Jimenez just tried to go a little bit too early and was a little bit kind of unfortunate there. Hello to Matty. Welcome along to the stream, mate. Hope you're well. 58 of you on Facebook. Welcome along, boys and girls. Crystal Palace with the ball. Ruben Neves is looking to get a hold of it, but it's Kouyate. He's managed to fire one up the pitch. And Neves will try and get the ball back off Zaha, but he's done well to try and feed that through to one of his teammates, but he can't quite do so. And the ball is now on the far side with Crystal Palace. Wolves win it back on halfway. First game of the Premier League this weekend. Best player in League One. Best player for Pompey at the minute, I would say, is Marcus Harness. But I don't want to talk too much about Pompey this evening. I want to try and focus our efforts on the Wolves game if we can. But yeah, I would say Marcus Harness at the minute. Absolutely. The new boy, Ike Nori, was on the ball there. First couple of touches in a Wolves shirt. So we've got 4-0 against the Cobblers, not there. Yeah. I was thinking about cancelling it, Chris, because we might end up winning a lot more games if I don't do the live streams. But if you'll be online tomorrow, then I'll make sure we do it for you, Chris, and we'll look forward to welcoming you along to the stream tomorrow. That'll be great. Ball goes in early doors, and it's Pedro Neto who was actually trying to get the ball down and get a shot away, but he was kind of stopped from doing that quite well, actually, by the Crystal Palace defence. So they've done well there early doors. Boys and girls, if you haven't yet left your score prediction in the comment section down below, then I would definitely do so, because this could be an interesting one. I'm not sure what to expect from this one. I mean, Wolves are a good side, and so are Crystal Palace. They're two of the kind of middle of the road teams, haven't they, so far? They've been very much middle of the road in the Premier League, and they're not kind of, obviously Wolves managed to get Europa League, and they're a brilliant team. But yeah, Crystal Palace have had a great start to the season, and as I said before the game started, if they could make it, they're on 10 points a minute. If they could make it 13 points from their first 7 games, that'd be the best start to a Premier League season so far for them. So, that says an awful lot, doesn't it, about the start to Crystal Palace's season. So it's not looking likely at the moment, though, in the opening 5 minutes or so, as Wolves are enjoying an awful lot of possession, especially down this left-hand side. Ruben Neves has played the ball across the pitch to Dendoncker on that far side, who will cut inside, find it back to Neves. This is Daniel Podens outside the penalty area. Fires the ball across the goal. The ball oh my word, that was incredibly close. I believe it was Dendoncker that got the header. That was absolutely superb. Wow. So it was on the edge of the box with Podens, and he put a brilliant, but he managed to gain a yard of space. He put a ball in, and it just bounced wide of the post, and that's incredibly unlucky from a Wolves point of view. And I think Guaita will be really happy that one just went the other side of the post. But from a Wolves perspective, that's a big chance early doors for them. So excellent stuff. Yeah, I really like the Wolves away shirt. Thought about buying it, to be honest, and still thinking about buying it. We'll see how tonight goes. That'll be a Crystal Palace throw-in on this near side. It'll be a Wolves throw-in on this near side, and the new boy, Ike Nori, will take it. I think it was Van Aanholt that had the last touch on that one. We will wait for Andrew to get back from whatever he's up to this evening. Hopefully, we will also be joined by Smithy Boy later on tonight. He'll be able to provide us with a little bit of company in the stream. For the time being, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, you haven't liked the video yet, then please make sure you consider doing so. It really does help the channel. If you want to see more Premier League live streams like this as well, then please make sure you do so. That'd be much appreciated. And Martin Atkinson's just halting play for a moment, not quite sure what's going on. I think there was some sort of VAR check was underway, but it's all done now, and play is free to continue. And it does, with Neves trying to get on the ball there, but it's hacked away by Crystal Palace defence, and Patrick Van Aanholt looks to keep the ball in play. It's Michy Batshuayi who will give the ball to Andros Townsend, who will look to take a throw in. It's actually all the way back to Nathaniel Kleins. It's been in 3 Crystal Palace players' hands, and before the ball is eventually thrown in on this near side. Andros Townsend tries left, tries right, and eventually gives the ball away to Wolves, who will look to pounce on that. Daniel Podens all the way back there doing some defending alongside Ruben Neves, who fires the ball across the pitch. Early doors. 8 minutes gone in this one so far. Still 0-0 between Wolves and Crystal Palace. Podens has found some space on this far side, drives the shot, and it's a brilliant save from Guaita. That is one of the best chances of the half so far. And yeah, just needed dealing with definitely from the Crystal Palace keeper. He's done really well there. But Podens enjoying 2 very good chances early doors for Wolves there. And at the minute, they are looking like the more likely team who are going to score at this moment in time. But it's a good ball. It was almost cross-like, but it was dipping and curling, and definitely needed sorting. Here comes the subsequent Wolves corner. It's been taken quickly by Pedro Neto. Ball goes back in. That's only as far as Riederwald. Neto fires a ball back across. He's looking for the number 32, Dendoncker, and he has managed to win a throw-in in a difficult position for Crystal Palace to deal with here. And here we go. Ball is in play. Aït-Nouri looking to get a ball in early doors. He's fallen over, and that one's out for another Wolves throw-in. Taken quickly by Podens. Again, another Wolves throw-in. Courtesy this time of Andros Townsend. And Nouri will take this one again. Wolves need to get away from this near touchline. Throw-in goes in, and I'm not sure if that one crossed the line or not. It did, and this time it will be a Crystal Palace throw-in. So quite a lot of throw-ins happening on this near side so far. 10 minutes gone in this one. Nathaniel Klein with the ball above his head. Makes a defensive throw. That's taken first time. Onto the top of a Wolves head. And someone needs to take control of this. Get it down on the ball. Get it down on the ground and play some football. Here we go. Far side. Pedro Neto finds Ruben Neves. Looks to cut inside. And Wilfried Zaha is actually back on defensive duties at this moment in time. Here's the ball on the far side with the new boy who's making an awful lot of impressions at the minute. Aït-Nouri has tried to put a ball in, and that'll be out for a Wolves corner, courtesy of Riederwald. There we go. It's a good start. Good start for him. Have been massively offensive, Wolves, down that left-hand side so far. Nothing's obviously come of it. Still 0-0 at this moment in time. But yeah, Wolves will take their, I believe it's the second corner of the game. Kilman, Bolly, lots of Wolves bodies lining up in the box, ready to take this one. Delivery comes in. It's a short one, and then the second ball goes in, and that's flashed right across goal, actually. It's a really good chance. Dendonker's got the ball down. Aït-Nouri goes for the shot, and that deflects off a Crystal Palace body, and that will be a corner. His first start in the Premier League, and it's going well so far for him. Might have been a question for handball in there somewhere, actually, that they might end up looking at. Let's just have a quick look at that one again. No, I don't think it is, actually. Maybe asking for a penalty for that foul, but not for me, unfortunately. The corner routine is relatively similar. It's a short one played to Pedro Neto, and then he gets the ball in. That's out for another Wolves corner. And they will look to take this one probably in the same way that they've done for the other two, because they've gone well so far. Podens to Neto. This might be a first-time ball from Podens this time. Yes, it is. Ball goes in. Doesn't even beat the first man. And that will be hacked away. And Willy Bolly's not happy because he was looking to receive that in the box. He didn't do so. There was a little bit of a shirt pull going on there, actually, in the box on Max Kilman. He wasn't really protesting the referee about it, so probably no problems there. But the ball is still on this near side with Wolves. Players switch completely onto the far side now. Neto on that far side. Ball goes in. First time. Raul Jimenez is up there to try and gather it as best he can. But that one will be safely into the arms of Guaita. It's actually Nelson Semedo on that far side. So I believe I've missed that out. So I might need to make a note of that. But yes, Semedo is playing out on that far side. Possession so far has been 69% in Wolves' favour. Crystal Palace only having 31% of the ball so far. So there we go. There's a stark contrast there in the two teams. And it shows Wolves have had all the chances in the opening 15 minutes or so that we're nearly on now. As I say that, Jeffrey Schlupp with the ball for Crystal Palace. Wilfried Zaha plays it back to Schlupp on the edge of the penalty area. Looks to get a ball into the box. He does so, and that one's dealt well by I believe it was the number 16, Connor Cody. And that will be the first Crystal Palace corner of the game. And it's a good bit of play there, actually. And it was Connor Cody did need to deal with it. He wasn't quite sure who was behind him in order to attack the ball. But here comes the in-swinging right foot. Interestingly, from Ryan Edwards has gone for a Palace win written all over it. At the minute, Ryan, it's not looking likely, mate. It's looking all Wolves at this moment in time. Crystal Palace on the ball. Patrick Van Arnholt. And Wolves will capitalise on a Crystal Palace mistake, and they're charging down the right-hand side here. Daniel Podens has beaten Milivojevic, and he gets to the dead ball line, gets his ball across, and that's looking for Raul Jimenez. But Guaita will gather that one quite comfortably, actually, as we tick over. 15 minutes has gone in this game so far, and it is still Wolves 0, Crystal Palace 0. That was a good chance again. A lot of kind of half chances all going Wolves' way at the moment in this opening couple of minutes or so. Sorry, should I say. Andrew will be joining us very shortly. Once he's eaten his dinner, we will we'll get him in and see what he's thinking. So he'll be able to watch the game downstairs with me. Nathaniel Klein at the moment on the ball for Crystal Palace. Well, absolutely. I think I could see the game going that way at this moment in time. You make a very good point. But at the minute, it is all Wolves, and they have got to start taking their chances. They're liable to a Crystal Palace counter-attack and a goal if they don't do so. Daniel Podens on the ball now. It's worked its way back to Milivojevic. Milivojevic. How are we saying it? Where does the emphasis go, ladies and gents? If you're a Palace fan, you're in the stream, let me know. Don't want to be pronouncing players' names wrong. Crystal Palace on the ball. Jeffrey Schlupp fires a ball in, and oh my word, is 1-0 Palace. Just like that. Wolves haven't taken their chances. It's Michy Batshuayi on the cusp of 16 minutes. And it is Crystal Palace are now 1-0 up. Oh no, they're not. I believe he was offside. My apologies. That one will be checked. Is it tight? And yes, he is just offside. Went a little bit too early there. Michy Batshuayi was just about to change the scoreboard. But correct decision. It will be chalked off for offside, and it is still 0-0. 16 minutes has been played. But there's a perfect example of Crystal Palace being potent in front of goal, and Wolves having all the chances and not making a lot of it. So there we go. We're into the 17th minute now. Wolves playing it around the back. The captain, Connor Cody, with the ball at his feet. They will look to push the ball forward, up, and try and capitalise on one of the chances that they've had so far. Aït-Nouri on the ball at this moment in time. Connor Cody fires a ball over to Semedo. Podens arrives at the ball. Ball goes in, and Koyate's there to get rid, but that's only as far as the Premier League debutant Ryan Aït-Nouri, who has scored. That one will not be chalked off. That is Wolves 1-0, and that is an excellent start. Welcome along to the stream, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Wolves are 1-0 up, 17 minutes in at, as I said, if you've just joined the stream, you're just in time to see Wolves go 1-0 up. Route 1 football originally played. The ball came up the pitch. Semedo on that far side. Did he go too early? No, he didn't. He's onside. And it's that cross in there from Podens. It was only as far, and he clamoured it home. Great finish. 18 minutes in. And I'm going to change the scoreboard, ladies and gents. It is now 1-0 to the home side. We're off and underway with the goals. That is an excellent finish. Just on the inside of the box. That's exactly what Wolves needed after sort of a couple of dodgy chances, really, that they didn't make the most of. So, yeah, they should have been doing an awful lot more with the chances that they had. But they have now finally capitalised on it. And it's Ait Nouri who has got the goal on 18 minutes. It is now 1-0 to the Wolves. And it's hi-ho Wolverhampton, as we should say. Great start to the game for them. And I will just very quickly change that. We have a new member, Aaron. Welcome to the clan. You have joined team. Good morning, Andrew. He will be with us shortly. So he'll be able to give you a personal welcome. But thank you very much for that, mate. You can get all sorts of badges and stuff. You can get the 4-0 badge next to your name if you wish. That is one thing I should do, actually. If I do any more of these Wolves streams, then I should definitely get the Wolves for that one up there. Where is it? Hang on, that one over there. We should definitely get that as an option for you to add on there. As I speak, we are now into 20 minutes. Wolves with another little half chance. But there we go. That is the best possible start for Wolves so far to this game. And it's on his debut. He's looked bright going forward. Even before the goal, he was looking good. But yeah, he's done well so far. Ryan Ait Nouri. And yeah, best possible start for Wolves. Ruben Neves on the ball now. Wolves able to sit back and rely on a little bit of a cushion now. They're 1 goal up, 20 minutes in. Will they push for more? Only time will tell us, ladies and gents. We will have to wait and see. It's Willy Bolly on that far side at the moment. Plays the ball back to his captain, Connor Cody. Max Kilman has come down this near side to get involved in the game a little bit. Andros Townsend, all he can do is run around chasing. Semedo on that far side will look to get a ball in. He won't. He'll shoot instead, and it's a brilliant save from Guaita. Needed saving that one. Yeah, but Semedo took it all on himself, to be fair to him. He cut inside, got his shot away, and yeah, it's a great save from Guaita, who's been called into action more than once now. He's obviously let one in. Could be 2 or 3 for Wolves. They've had some really good opportunities so far. He didn't actually get any. I think he got a little bit of a touch on it. But it was heading wide, actually, that one. So there we go. Ladies and gents, there's more of you watching on Facebook at the minute than there are on YouTube. So that's incredible. So, yeah, quality, mate. Welcome along to the stream, Aaron. Lovely to have you with us, mate. And thanks for becoming a member. Big stuff. Excellent stuff. If you haven't yet left the stream a like, then that'd be much appreciated if you could do so. If we get anywhere near 100 likes this evening, that'd be much appreciated. Hello to Kieran, said, are you streaming with Alex tomorrow? And Ipswich versus Portsmouth FA Cup game. Alex won't be streaming tomorrow, but we will, of course, be doing the Ipswich Pompey game, absolutely, in the FA Cup. That's a big round a big draw. In the first round for both teams. One of us is going to be out early in the cup. I'd probably say it'd probably be us. But yeah, no, that's one to look forward to. And yes, absolutely, I will be streaming tomorrow for the Charlton game in League One for Pompey. So there we go. It was Ait Nouri, wasn't it, who scored? I know. Tell me about it. Only stream and we won 4-0. What are the chances of that? It's one of the very first ones that it's been a long time since we've had one. So there we go. Semedo for Wolves with the ball on the right-hand side. Plays it back to Willy Bolly, Connor Cody, and now the ball is at Max Kilman's feet. Podens. Wolves just happy to kick it around for as long as they need to. Ball is back with Willy Bolly. Dendoncker in the centre circle, looking to make something happen for the Wanderers. Podens has found himself in some space on his left-hand side. Cuts inside, and Crystal Palace, all they can do is run after him and chase him. He's lightning pace. Semedo. Ball goes in first time. Raul Jimenez shoots. He took a little bit too much time to get it down from his chest. And he probably should have just swung at it first time, and it might have ended up in the back of the net. Raul Jimenez. He'll be looking to get back on the score sheet, looking to get his 5th of the season so far tonight. 5th or plus. And I believe Andrew has taken his seat. He is now downstairs watching the Wolves game. You're a bit dark, mate.
Oh, let me turn the light on, bud.
That might be a good idea. If you could pop the light on, that'd be much appreciated. But there we go. Wolves are 1-0 up, mate.
I
What
see
was that?
that, Tom. This could be 2-0 like last season, I think. This could be 2-0 like last season, I think.
I think you're a little bit behind, mate, at this moment in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm very quickly dash down, keep the viewers entertained, give a little bit of a commentary if you can, tell them what's going on, and I'll be enjoy a Belvita. I'm just going to come and refresh you for a second. Hold on. Keep them entertained.
Well, Tom, I've been watching the first half, and I think Wolves have sort of just edged it a little bit. I'd like to see Pompey playing football like that, to be fair, but they've got some fantastic players on the Wolves side, haven't they? I like Palace as well. I've got a lot of time for Palace. A good fan.
Right, you're back in. Carry on.
Palace, Tom, are a little bit like us in a lot of ways. Their fans are good. The stadium is a bit similar to Fratton Park Stadium, isn't it? And I think I'd like to see them do well in the Premier League, mate. I'd like to see Wolves do well in the Premier League as well. I like Roy Hodgson. I think he's a great manager. And I think that Wolves actually could be the top 6 this season, maybe get themselves into Europe next year.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair enough, mate. I think that's fair enough. Aaron says, evening, Andrew. Thanks, Aaron, for that. Aaron's a brand new member, by the way. He's just joined the team. Good morning, Andrew. So very warm welcome to him. He has. Which is excellent. He's just eating at the moment, Aaron, but he'll welcome you to the team very shortly. We'll just wait for him to finish his mouthful. You take your time, mate. Don't worry about us. Almost there?
No, carry on, Tom.
Okay. Welcome, Aaron, to the team. You're still eating?
I've taken a big bite of this.
What is it? Belvita.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Can't go wrong with that, mate. Chris has said Andrew's clearly preparing for Halloween. Ollie said a very good evening to you.
Oh, good evening, Ollie.
If you're new here, mate, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. That'd be much appreciated. And if you could like the stream as well, that'd be great. We're aiming for 100 likes, as always, on these streams. Whether we'll get there or not is a different story this evening. So, yeah, he's still going. Will you welcome Aaron now?
Yes, Aaron. The problem is, mate, I've been eating a Belvita. One of Tom's Belvitas he didn't have in his lunchbox today, so I thought I'll eat that tonight. But if you had a soft Belvita before...
Oh, I'm going to have to stop you there. Wolves have scored. It's 2-0. And we were too busy talking about Belvitas, but there has a goal. And I don't know if you saw it, mate, but I definitely didn't.
Let's watch it back. Watch the replay, Tom.
We'll watch the replay as soon as it happens. But for the time being, I believe it was Podens that got the goal, which is excellent news. Let's have a look. So it actually comes from a Crystal Palace throw-in.
This is great football, Tom.
It is great football.
Look at this.
Great ball in. Podens, poacher's finish. Lovely stuff. 2-0 Wolves. I think we just love to see that. Excellent.
I'll tell you what we could do as fans. We could actually adopt Wolves as our Premiership side, couldn't we? Because they are excellent. I love to watch them play. The stadium's good. The fans are good. There's no contrast to the colours. We can't get mistaken. And I think they play some great football, don't they?
Yeah. Now, what I've seen so far this game, they have looked very good. They've had all the chances going forward so far as well. So. Yes, there was one little Crystal Palace chance.
Interesting, Tom. I think Palace are quite interesting players because sometimes they turn up and have a good game, and other times they just sort of don't get in the game at all and fade away. And I think it's all about whether Saha's on form or not. That makes a difference to what their makeup, their build-up. Look at Wolves; they're just all over them, aren't they? Look at this. Okay, that's a bit of a stray ball, but. You know?
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you're saying. Welcome along to everyone who's joined the stream. If you could leave it a like and subscribe if you're new around here as well, that'd be much appreciated. I saw a comment come in saying, "What did you predict for this game?" I was thinking before I came live that Wolves are going to win this one, and it is looking like they're going to. I will just change the banner so as well.
I predicted 4-0, didn't I?
You always predict 4-0 on every game. How do you feel that we missed Tuesday night, mate? That was a nightmare, wasn't it?
Well, we didn't miss it. We watched it, but we were busy sitting, eating with the family and watching it, thinking, let's give it a miss Tuesday night and just enjoy the game, which was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's probably.
Over the last 10 years, we've missed every 4-0 win.
I know.
It was it Colchester away and then Grimsby at home.
Yeah, we missed them both.
In League Two, and then this one against Northampton. So let's try not to miss the next one.
Well, we'll try our very best, won't we? We will try our very best. Yeah, absolutely. Half an hour has gone in this game. It is 2-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're very much in control of this one. The first game of the Premier League weekend, and it's looking like it's going to result in a Wolves win. If it does stay like this and Wolves claim all 3 points this evening, obviously there's a long way to go, but that does, ahead of obviously all the other fixtures of the weekend in the Premier League, that puts them level on points with the league leaders, Everton and Liverpool at this moment in time. So they'll be on 13 points, the same as Everton and Liverpool. So if you check the Premier League table at this moment in time, it will probably tell you that Wolves will be, if they will probably be top, or if not, they'll be very close to. So they are third on goal difference at this moment. Everton with 5 goals in the plus, Liverpool with 1 goal difference, and then Wolves on 0. So they are top level on points, but obviously third on goal difference. Wilfried Zaha is looking to make something happen down the left-hand side, but that's been dealt well with, dealt well by Semedo, sorry. And there'll be a little bit of a turnover in possession for Wolves.
Tom, I'd say that in years gone by, it's always been the top 6 clubs that have played, had the best players and played so well. I think the Premier League starting to catch up a little bit in terms of people like Sheffield United, Wolves, and teams like that.
It's really a bad example this season. They haven't been great.
Long way to go yet, but Sheffield United, Wolves. I was going to say, who else I'm talking about in the Premier League? Sheffield United, Wolves, Leeds United, Aston Villa. Actually, to be fair, mate, there's some great players amongst those teams, and they're not such prima donnas, if you know what I mean. They're not such 100 and 200 million playing players. I think it's a leveler a little bit. This atmosphere that's created within the stadiums. I think it's a bit of a leveler in terms of the atmosphere at home. Fratton Park, for instance, we haven't performed that well this season at Fratton Park, but given the crowd behind us, we might well have done. And the same for Wolves. That's a noisy place to go, and they've done well at Molineux, but a lot of teams haven't done so well at home, haven't they? Look at Man United this week playing in Europe, away in Paris Saint-Germain. Had that been in front of 90,000 baying fans from Paris Saint-Germain, the French fans, the fanatical fans, that would have been a different story, wouldn't it? I think the game would have been played off in a different way. The atmosphere creates some sort of almost, I want to say, negative feeling for some of the away players, doesn't it? Likewise, with Man United playing, what did they play? RB
Leipzig.
RB Leipzig, the German side, who are top of the Bundesliga and beating everyone, including Borussia, including Mönchengladbach, including Bayern Munich, and all those teams, including FC Cologne, beating them quite convincingly this season, top of the league. Man United has annihilated them, along with Paris Saint-Germain, who are top of the French league. So, apart from Marseille, so you think, well, actually, hang on a minute, it's a leveler, isn't it? The atmosphere is a leveler, and I think the same for us when we're at home and away. It's pretty much a neutral sort of, almost a practice game, isn't it? A lot of times, maybe that's what Palace struggle with away from home as well, because they've away at home they've got good support at home, big noisy lot, haven't they?
So what you're saying is that kind of these teams that have a lot of backing behind them. Are you saying they are the ones that are struggling, or you're saying that they're the ones that need to adapt the most to the new?
What I'm saying is they've got the ones that have big backing behind them, big noise behind them, like Manchester United, like us, like people like Tottenham, I think this is a level where the away team aren't so affected by the atmosphere. So therefore, it's more of a level game, and anyone can beat anyone, can't they? You know.
Well, we've seen that in the Premier League so far, haven't we? That literally anyone can beat anyone. You just have to look at the 7-2 Villa win against Liverpool to tell you that one, and then obviously the big Tottenham win against Man United. There's a corner that's just come in for Crystal Palace, and I believe it will be another corner actually. Rui Patricio looked like he managed to keep it in play as the goalkeeper, but I think he just, if anything, dragged it slightly out of play, and that will be Luka Milivojevic who will march over and take another corner for Palace. But that's a really interesting point, mate, that you make. That I just watched this corner quickly go in. Oh my word! Last ditch defending from Den Donker there. The ball came across. It was a poacher's header from the number 6 Scott Pan, who you would have thought he'd probably score from that range. The ball with that much power on it, but he hasn't done so. And Andros Townsend's come over to take the next corner for Crystal Palace, and we can sit back and enjoy a little bit of Premier League action. But yeah, I take your point, mate. Aaron said it's a level playing field, no home advantage. So yeah, I think that's a massive factor in proceedings, isn't it? Absolutely. What I would say is, would you think that current restrictions and the world as it is at this moment in time is looking like we're going to be welcoming fans back anytime soon, or is the current situation just pushing us further and further away from that, Chappelle?
No, mate, I think you're probably looking at August next season at least, probably maybe a bit longer than that before we'll sort this out on we time so we can go on about it tonight. But the point is, we can still watch Premier League football for now, can't we? I don't think it's going to go national lockdown. I don't think we're going to get to where we were before. So therefore, I think we could probably just got to try and enjoy what. Remember, we had 3 or 4 months with no football, and everyone was going stir crazy, weren't they? And now we've at least got a chance to watch something on the TV, an iPlayer watching our team play. So I think it's people are adapting to it and just accepting what we've got. This is it for a while, boys. Probably, maybe I dare say 8 to 12 months of this before we get back to any sort of sense of normality.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. It is going to be quite a long time, isn't it? So, and as you say, I think we've just got to make the most of what we can watch right now, and that is a bit of football. Right then, mate. Got a bit of a tickly throat.
I'm self-isolating.
Excellent. If you've recently joined the stream, you haven't yet liked it yet, then please do consider doing so. If we could get anywhere near 100 likes on the stream, that'd be much appreciated. I think Martin Atkinson's given a penalty.
That was a dive.
Willy Bolly.
Watch this for a dive, Tom.
I didn't see it in real time, but I think it probably was the way he went down.
He jumped, he kicked his feet in the air, mate. You watch this.
Zaha puts the ball through to him.
Look.
Oh.
That is not a penalty. Not in a million years. Watch this. He's got the ball.
Oh, yeah.
That is shocking. Absolutely shocking.
That's not the clearest pen in the world, is it? But by the letter of the law, he didn't get anywhere near it. It won't even stand because he's offside anyway. So they're going to check the penalty, but they are very quickly going to realise on VAR that I think it's Milivojevic on that far side. He is actually offside.
Yeah. What's it? It's not even a pen.
Well, if they don't overturn that one for offside, then I will be incredibly surprised. It looks like they're not going to, actually. Yeah, offside. There you go. So that just to give you a bit of context, viewers, Van Aanholt was in an offside position when the ball was played, therefore the penalty will not stand, which is good news, actually, because neither myself or my colleague here thought that it was a penalty in the end. So
yeah, is that deserved, Tom? That no pen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's fair enough. Yep, and we're back to where we were. So no penalty for Crystal Palace. We're just coming up to half time now. Only 5 minutes to go. That's been incredibly quick, this one. But Wolves have broken their trend a little bit. They are let's get this right. So they're the team that scored the least amount of goals in the first half statistically in the Premier League. So that's now, I don't know if that's made any difference to the stat this first half, but they have got 2 goals here. I don't think they have scored in the opening half an hour. I'm just going to check that, but I don't think they have scored in the opening. Yeah, in their last 5 games in the Prem, Wolves have failed to score in the first half.
I'll tell you what's nice about this. We're relaxed.
What's nice about it?
What's nice about it is we're really relaxed, and we don't care.
No, I'm just enjoying watching some football, mate. To be honest,
it's no pressure, is there?
No, not at all. I don't really mind what happens in the game. It's just interesting to see a good level of football. This time tomorrow or 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, I'll be sat here. It's a slightly different story.
I'll tell you what's guaranteed about tonight, though, Tom.
Go on.
Wolves are going to score at least 2 goals.
Yes, I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah.
Doesn't take a master of it doesn't take a professional of advanced mathematics to work that one out, mate, does it?
No.
That's easy for me to say, isn't it?
Saying that, Tom, the other thing is I've noticed tonight, if Wolves score another 2 in the second half, that could be 4-0.
It could indeed be 4-0. It could be the second 4-0 that we will watch this week.
How good am I at maths?
Your maths skill is baffling, honestly.
Exactly.
It's quite impressive, actually.
Yeah.
It is very impressive. Welcome to everyone who joins us across YouTube and Facebook. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. We're on the road to 7,000. So if you are new around here, then please do make sure you think about subscribing, because it really does mean a lot to the channel, and it means that A, more people will see what we're getting up to, and B, you will be let know. That's not the right words, is it? You will know when the next Fournilwrittenalloverit live stream is, whether it be a Premier League game, whether it be a Pompey game. Absolutely up to you. But if you want to see more Premier League live streams, let me know. I've enjoyed watching this game so far, and hopefully soon Smithy Boy will join us as our special guest, and Andrew can shoot off and enjoy the rest of his evening, whatever he plans to get up to. And as soon as this game's finished, I will be down to join you. Liam said Pompey 4, Charlton 0 tomorrow. Liam, we don't want to miss the second one in a week, mate. So if we do score 4 goals tomorrow, I'll be absolutely delighted with that.
I think
great.
You could be right, Tom. I think you could be right. I think we're going to hammer that lot 4-0 tomorrow.
We could do. I mean, they've played very well so far this season. But I thought Charlton, but I thought Sunderland would have been a tougher test than it was, and we proved to be very good against them, and we completely outclassed Sunderland on Saturday.
I think we said before, if we play the right formation, we've got the best players by far in this league and possibly even the Championship. I said that before. We have got a nucleus of fantastic players. What we need is motivation and organisation, and play 2 up front. That's what we need. And he needs to play cannon midfield. We talked about it lots of times. The only drawback and the only weakness, I think, which is what Kenny needs to sort out right now, or Mr. Hackett, as we call him, he needs to sort out Raggett at the back, because that could cost us a lot of games. He needs to bring that new guy in from Denmark, Nielsen.
Nicolaisen.
He needs to bring him in and give him a chance in that team. You have got the nucleus of a very, very good outfit there. We could walk this league. We could walk it if he plays that 2 up front, and maybe this formation he plays, but get 2 strikers on the pitch.
So if he continues to play the way he does, you think we'll walk the league?
Joe Gallen and a few people in his ear. We've been in his ear. Most people in his ear saying, get 2 up front. At least play the formation where you've got 2 strikers on the pitch. And that's what he's done, isn't he? And I think it's just one more change, and that would be my new guy, Nielsen for our friend Nicholson. Nicolaisen for our friend Raggett. And I think we've got a serious team there that could stomp this league, mate. A bit like what Northampton did many years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, they walked it. I think we've got the players that could do that. Play Williams, play Harness, Marcus alongside Curtis. I think it's fantastic striking force. And then you've got that solid midfield, and Cannon's got to start. If Kenny Jackett changes the team now, for tomorrow's game, any one of those players, if he changes anyone, he'll prove to me that he's a complete donut, and therefore he doesn't need to change it. Do not change it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I completely agree with all you've said there. It will be just like Kenny Jackett to go and change the side.
Yeah.
But
if
there we go. Sorry, mate.
If he does, I'm going to phone him. I'm going to phone the geezer.
You give him a call, mate. I'm sure he'd look forward to you giving him a ring.
I'll be right in his ear.
Excellent. Let's get back to the Wolves Crystal Palace game. There has been 2 minutes added on at the end of this first half. So at the minute, it's completely all Wolves, and they are dominating as they have done all game, and it looking like they're heading towards a comfortable win. So there we are.
Palace have been poor, Tom.
Haven't been brilliant, have they?
No. Shown nothing.
Haven't been brilliant.
This
Raul Jimenez.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Found Semedo on the far side, breaking into the penalty area. Will look to get a ball across. He's found Jimenez. He's actually looked to play it back to Ruben Neves. That's actually ended up at Crystal Palace's possession. And they'll look to capitalise on this.
Oh, what was that ball from Saha?
He's won it back. Ait Nouri, the opening goal scorer for Wolves this evening, and he's on his Premier League debut. Brilliant play from Ruben Neves there. Pedro Neto, sorry, that was. He did really well. Captain Connor Cody finds Semedo on that far side.
I like Cody, Tom. He's a great player, isn't he?
He's a great player. 1 minute to go in this first half.
Well won.
Yeah, Jota's done really well there. I think that was Neves, actually, but it is Jota who goes for the spectacular, and Guaita needed to get there. It was constantly dipping. Andrew, what do you make of that one, mate?
It's a fantastic chance of a strike, Tom, wasn't it? You watch him, he looked up and he's gone, keep us off his line. He's gone, look, he looks, you think I'm going to pass this. No, I'm not. Top corner, watch. That is brilliant.
It did need saving.
Brilliant.
Definitely needed saving.
That's going in. That's going in.
It was going in.
I love Molineux. It's a great stadium. We've been there a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, it's an excellent stadium. That's an equally excellent save. And Semedo has just struck one from 30-odd yards, and it's high and over the bar.
Rain, it's a bit slippery. Maybe he should have taken a touch because he had plenty of time.
That is it for the first half. It is half time. And yeah, that's a pretty dominant first half for Wolves. It's not an awful lot to report from that one, other than that they are doing incredibly well. Goals from Ait Nouri on 18 minutes and Daniel Podens, just before the half-hour mark. And that is quite comfortably a successful first half of football for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think Wolves fans everywhere will be more than happy with what they've just seen. You can see there 10 goal attempts from Wolves to Crystal Palace's 3. They've had 3 shots on target. Crystal Palace yet to register a shot on target in that first half. 4 corners each. Crystal Palace slightly edging it on the passes. The accuracy is pretty much the same for both teams. And again, the possession split like a Brexit vote. 49% in favour of Wolves to Crystal Palace is 51. From what you've seen of that first half, mate, how would you summarise?
Well, I think it looks like a damp Friday night in Wolverhampton, Tom, with 2 sort of teams that are going to finish in the Premier League probably this season without too much trouble. They both look half decent, don't they? Palace have got a lot about them, but I think Palace they seem to be, as I said to you earlier, got some really highs and really lows. They don't seem to have any. I can't see them pushing for anything. They just sort of do what they need to do, as opposed to Wolves that are looking to get into the top 6. I think Palace should be happy with 15th, and I think that's the difference between two sides. More ambition from Wolves, less from Palace. They've gone there thinking, actually, if we go and get a point, we'd be quite comfortable. And I can't see them scoring, mate. They look pretty dull, to be honest.
On a slightly more sad and somber note, I told you the news earlier this afternoon of the sad passing of Nobby Stiles. No disrespect to you, but as an elder to me, you're probably in a better position to give a bit of a tribute to him. What do you remember best of the man himself and the England legend?
To be honest, Tom, it's before my time. Obviously, you joke about my age, but I'm not that old. But I did meet Nobby Stiles in person in Manchester in the Britannia Hotel with my friend Ian. He was the nicest, no taller than me, actually about the same height. What a nice gentleman he was. We didn't want to pester him, but we knew who he was, of course. He was walking in with a few people, and we just took that moment in time just to say, go over and walk across to Nobby and say, but Nobby, please don't think, I want to pester you, and you get this every day, but I just want to shake your hand and say what a fantastic guy you are, and a great footballer, a legend. Great, beautiful guy. He just stood around for 10 or 15 minutes and talked to us. He was brilliant. He had really knobbly knees, as it happens. You can see it through his trousers, but that's why they call him Nobby. He's brilliant, mate. What a gentleman. Great character. There's a sad loss, Tom, but then it happens to us all in the end, doesn't it?
Well, it's another one of the great squad of 66 that have. It's just the highlights. Another one of the great squad of the 66 that have now sadly left us, and as you say, that's the circle of life. But all of us at Fournilwrittenalloverit are thinking of Nobby's family and his friends. It's an incredibly sad day for English football, because he was one of the greats, and you've told me that story before. I'm glad it's been shared with the viewers, and rest in peace, Nobby Stiles. Absolutely. Second half will be coming to you shortly here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. We'll keep you up to date with all the developments across the second half. You're more than welcome to shoot off if you want. I'd appreciate it if you just stay until the football's back on, just so I'm not talking to no one. So just give me 10 minutes or so. But hopefully Smithy Boy will be joining us in a couple of moments for the second half. I will give him a quick shout in a second and just see where he is. I believe you might have frozen there, mate. So no, you're not. You're okay. Let's talk a little bit about Pompey moving forward for Saturday, and the big game that we've got against Charlton. We were all right on Tuesday, more than all right. Massive 4-0 win. Sunderland was a big game. Thoughts? You look really interested. While you gather your thoughts, a very good evening to the True Fox and Alex. I hope you're enjoying your evening, boys, and taking care of yourselves. Go on.
I think the Charlton game poses a different threat, doesn't it? They're a little bit of a Palace in a lot of ways. They're hot and cold, aren't they? They can play some good football and they can't. I said to you earlier, if we play the formation, we play the players that we talked about a million times, and we pop Andy Cannon in midfield and make sure he stays there from the kickoff. My only drawback is Raggett, who could be a little bit cost us a few games early in the season. I think if Kenny can put Nicholson in there, I think we could. I said earlier, we could beat anyone. We could beat anyone in this league and anyone in the Championship with that formation and that team selection.
Big shout. Massive shout.
The other thing I'd like to say, a lot of this motivation comes from Joe Gallen as well. I'd like to say that because I think you could put Kenny to one side, pop him to one side, and keep Joe Gallen, and you'd have a better team. That's what I'd say.
Fair dues. All right. Just going back to Nobby Styles very quickly. William said I'm a bit older. Nobby was cool, but you didn't want to foul him or you would suffer. What would you say to that, mate? You agree with that one?
Oh, crikey, yes. Yes. Look, Tom, find a few of the snippets of Nobby Styles when he played, and you'll see it. He was brilliant, mate. What a hero.
Yeah, I will do, definitely. And I'm sure they'll be played across news and sports news channels over the weekend. Some of his highlights from his career. But yeah, massively sad loss. We spoke a little bit about this before the game, mate, and during the game, but the comments come in saying, should fans be allowed into grounds at half capacity, in your opinion? Obviously, it's going to take a long time before we can all go back in as we did in March and as we were in February and March. We look back on the times that we spent at Fratton Park thinking, oh, well, and you look back at those videos and think, crikey, how can we all be so in such an enclosed space together? But is reduced capacity the way forward? Is that going to solve the problem of fans not being in stadiums, or should we just do it when we can all be let back in?
You're asking me, Tom. I think the answer to that is the most important thing we know is the health and safety of the people, the vulnerable people in this country. And whatever we think about wannabe football fans, we've just got to accept that 2020 is a washout, and we've got to accept that actually it's not a normal life we're leading. We can get back, we're safe to go back, and I think it'd be unfair to ask 10,000 fans to go back to Fratton Park and then still use the same trains, buses, same access, same burger bars, whatever it might be. It's just impossible. You can't control that, can you? So consequently, I think it won't be for a while, mate, and I don't think it should be for a while until we get this under control. The vaccine, we've seen it go up, down, and now back up again. Countries like France in major lockdown, people losing their lives all over the place. Football's insignificant. As long as we can still stay safe and well and watch teams on TV and watch our team from afar, I think that's the best we can hope for the next 12 months, guys, if I'm honest.
Yeah. No, I agree. I will let you go very shortly, mate. So don't worry about that. Charlton's two best players are suspended for tomorrow's game. Yeah, we saw that, Aaron. They had a couple of sendings off, didn't they? So, yeah, I'd be interested to see how that one goes tomorrow. Whether that will affect the way they play, or I'm not quite sure.
Sometimes that plays against you because the players that are coming in want to prove themselves to the manager to get a start, don't they? So often that plays against you. So your two best players, you could arguably say you drop Ronan Curtis, one of our best players, you drop maybe Andy Cannon, another good player, and the team doesn't play so well. But then the other players coming in, like they have done this so far, have proved actually that actually you don't need those star players sometimes. Curtis has been dropped on the bench for 3 games, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you possibly be able to hold the fort just while I go and grab a quick glass of water? Because my throat is quite dry and I haven't got any water up here. So I'll leave you with William's comment. He said a lot of MLS games are open. It all depends on the state. And how come cinemas in the UK are open and footy isn't? That's a very good point.
Well, that is a fair point, William. I will not say that, my friend. You could say the same thing about pubs and restaurants, couldn't you? Restaurants and pubs, actually, in my view, are controlling it very, very well. We go to the local pub here. We walk in, you wash your hands, sanitize it. They give you a table to sit to. You've got table service. Lady comes over, brings you drinks over a man. You pay them on your credit card. You don't pay them on a cash. All those things, and you're restricted by a 2-meter distance. And it's really, really well done. The minute you leave your table, they spray it with disinfectant, clean it. What I would say, you can go to Tesco's tomorrow, use the same trolley as 3,000 other people, walk around and bump into as many people as you want. Okay, you're wearing a mask, but you're still handling the same material baskets and trolleys. And most people, and I'd say this, most people aren't using sanitizer and aren't cleaning it. So consequently, you're right. Why should we not go to football and then go to Tesco? Big question out there. Any response from that would be fine. You back, Tom?
Finish answering the question. I'm here.
I'm here. You asked it, mate.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you for such a full and succinct answer. That's much appreciated. We are almost about ready to go for the second half. I'm not sure when it will be starting or not. But I would have thought it will probably be another story, unless Crystal Palace can massively turn it around. I think it will be another story of, well, it could be a 4-0. We never know. Guess the issue lies with shopping being a necessary thing, and unfortunately, I don't think football is the most important thing at the moment. That's a very good point. I didn't.
The point I'm making about the shopping thing, it is necessary, but in the summer when we had this problem, you had queues in the car park, which isn't acceptable, of course, because it's raining and horrible winds, but you had sanitation, you had one-way systems, etc. And the point I'm making, against going to football, would I feel safer going to watch a football match with segregation of 10,000 instead of 20,000 and a sort of scheduled, if you like, entrance? I'd rather that than go to Tesco, frankly.
Fair enough. Fair dues, mate. We'll stop talking about Tesco for the time being. We talk
Asda, either one, Tom.
Well, I was going to move the conversation more back to football, but there is a big game in the Premier League on Sunday. The game of the weekend is Manchester United against Arsenal. Other notable ones, Liverpool versus West Ham on Saturday evening. Tottenham will play Brighton as well. And there's also Leeds-Leicester on Monday night.
We'll win 4-0 as well.
Sorry?
I think Aston Villa will win 4-0 as well.
Yeah, that'd be a good win if they did. I think the fully deserved win as well.
Yeah.
But there we go. Jai said, or Jay, do you think Wolves will be in the top 7 this season? Based on what I've seen so far this evening, mate, I'd probably go absolutely. I think they've been very good against, all right, it's not the biggest or the most difficult team to play against in Crystal Palace. But certainly their quality and some of the players, you look at the talents of Jimenez and Podens and Pedro Neto, Willy Bolly, Connor Cody, we spoke about him. Ruben Neves is a great player.
Tom,
yes, mate.
You're right about all the quality of players, but look at the results so far this season. They've been a roller coaster. They lost 4-0 at West Ham.
Yeah, of course.
You still there?
Am I going to be seen?
If you bud, get on the camera. Hello, Tom. I think I'm out anyway, bud. You're right.
Hang on, Chappelle. Oh, he's gone.
No, I was here. I'm here. I thought you'd got rid of me, Tom.
That's all right. I'm trying to talk on the phone to Smithy Boy at the same time. Just hold on a second, mate. Wait there a minute. Keep the viewers entertained.
I can't. They can't see me, Tom. Teams are back on the pitch, Tom. No changes for Wolves. No changes for Palace. I think. Yeah, same lineups, Tom. Both sides. I think there's no same teams, Tom. Back on the pitch, about to kick off.
That was very good ad-lib in there, mate. You're learning, aren't you?
What?
You're learning.
Just get me back on the screen, Tom. I can't see myself.
Well, you're going to have to make do because if you go on the trackpad on the laptop, this is going to be funny for the viewers watching. Go on to the.
No, I'm going to the kitchen. I'm going to get red.
All you need to do is just do one little click, mate. That's all you need to do.
I don't need to, Tom. I can see the needles, the Isle of Wight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking at. It's not the Isle of Wight, mate. It's somewhere in Canada, I think.
I'm going to have to excuse me because I've got a shower to have and I'm going to watch the rest of this game on TV. So you carry on with the viewers and I'll catch up with you boys later. It's been lovely talking to you.
Nice one. Thanks, mate. Ciao. Oh, that's just you. Sorry. That just went for a full screen. Play up, Pompey. Thanks, mate. See you tomorrow. Went for a full screen on Andrew there, didn't we? Milivojevic has got a set piece to take in the attacking half, and this is the first attack for Crystal Palace. That one's headed away, but it's shot in, and it's needed dealing with by Rui Patricio. He has done well to deal with it, and that will be a goal kick. Well, not a goal kick, but he'll be able to redistribute, and Wolves will go again with another attack. You join us on Fournilwrittenalloverit all over it across YouTube and Facebook. We're going to keep you covered for the second half of this game between Wolves and Crystal Palace. The current score, as you can see, is 2-0 to Wolves. And this looks like very much a comfortable one for Wolves at the minute. So, yeah, I don't see Crystal Palace getting back into this unless Roy Hodgson has said something at half-time that has really inspired them to get back into this one. Yeah, it's not looking like a likely return, but I could be wrong. It could end up at 3-2 Palace, and then we really would have a game on our hands. But at this moment in time, it's not looking likely. Right, here comes, I believe that's Jeffrey Schlupp down the left-hand side for Palace. Patrick Van Aanholt, on the ball. Ball is back with Schlupp, gets the dead ball line, puts crosses across the box, and that is Martin Atkinson, who's blown up for a foul on the Wolves player. And there is Nuno Espirito Santo, arguably one of the best managers in the Premier League, who will hopefully and will be looking to take Wolves as far as he possibly can this season. They've had a couple of years of an awfully long calendar, haven't they? And they've so many games to deal with and all sorts. I give a little shout out to Raul Jimenez, actually, who's been involved directly in 45% of Wolves' goals since the start of the 2018-19 season. He's had a higher share of the goals for the Wolves players than any other player since the start of the season that they joined the Premier League or rejoined the Premier League. So he is absolutely a danger man. And you can see, can't you, just by the way they play Wolves as a team, you can see that there's a lot of cohesion. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing. They know where each other are. A brilliant work ethic for them as well, which you can see is instilled in the team by the coach and medical staff and Nuno himself. So, yeah, I know I'm singing Wolves' praises. I've got a little bit of an allegiance with them, but yeah, they're doing really well so far. Semedo has come over to this near side as Wolves play in the opposite direction for the second half. So we'll be seeing him a lot more closer to the camera. No changes at the start of this second half to report. It was Podens who scored the second goal for Wolves. 48 minutes has been played now, and it is Aït-Nouri who has the ball, taking a throw in, which is not the most exciting thing in the world, is it? But there we are. There we have it. Here we go. Semedo, ball flashed across the box, and that one's away, and that will be a Wolves throw in. More pressure, more of an onslaught from them. Still a long way to go in this second half, though. So plenty of time for Palace to get themselves back into it. But as I keep saying, it does look like an awfully big mountain to climb for them at the moment. Bit of a sort of reverse of what was happening with the near touchline in the first half. It kind of took a little while to get going, and the ball was being faffed around with kind of Crystal Palace knocking it out for a Wolves throw-in all the time. But they have managed to kind of deviate away from the touchline ever so slightly now, and it will be Semedo who plays the ball across to Ruben Neves in the centre circle. Dendonker's over there on the far side. Ball is back on the halfway line. Wolves happy to play this one around. They will be for sort of 45 minutes or so. Great first touch from Daniel Podens. He's a great player. He's been excellent tonight. Aït-Nouri on that far side, looking to make something happen. He's got Klein and Townsend to beat. Gets to the dead ball line, tries to put a ball in. He's done really well to dig out across. But that will be comfortably into Patricio's hands. And as I said earlier, both teams can go level on points with Everton and Liverpool tonight at the top of the Premier League. This evening, it's looking more like Wolves will be joining Everton and Liverpool. At the minute in the Premier League, they are third on goal difference. They're level on points with the two league leaders. So that's excellent from a Wolves point of view. And obviously the Premier League is starting to take shape a little bit, but obviously Manchester United, Manchester City still remain in the bottom half of the table at this moment in time. So I think we will see kind of it chop and change. But as we've discussed at halftime with Andrew, and as we were discussing in the first half, is this the season where really any team can beat anyone across all 4 leagues in England, all 4 professional leagues? Because we've seen with the games, Aston Villa Liverpool is a great example that I always go to. But there's other examples I'm sure you can think of where there have been some really, really confusing and interesting results to see. So will it be the case that the Premier League is sort of here, there and everywhere until we get fans back into stadium, until a bit of normality is comes back, I suppose? Crystal Palace with a little bit of an onslaught of pressure there. Zaha's appealing for a penalty. It did look like he was sort of cut out of the ball. Martin Atkinson said no for now, but I think they will check that one on VAR. He's called for a pause in proceedings. It was Zaha who was kind of marching into the box. There was a little bit of contact there from Aït-Nouri. Interestingly, Martin Atkinson with the ball in his hands, he will be awaiting confirmation of what he is to do next from the VAR hub. Whether he'll go and have a look at it or not, I'm not sure. They're likely to decide that it's not, because I didn't think it was an awful lot in that penalty. Yep, he's dropped it for the keeper. Play will continue, and he sent it long. And the only person that's reached is Guaita in the other goal. So Rui Patricio trying to make something happen early doors for Wolves, but it didn't really come off in the way you would have expected it to. And Guaita will redistribute. And here comes another Crystal Palace attack. Wilfried Zaha down the left-hand side this time. Finds Patrick Van Aanholt just inside the penalty area. Puts a ball across. And Wolves have dealt with that one incredibly well. It was a great head back to his goalkeeper, Aït-Nouri, headed back to Rui Patricio. He's done really well there. William said there have been a lot of unexpected results in Division 1. Yeah, Ipswich in the last 2 weeks, absolutely. Yeah, no, of course. As I said, it's not just the Premier League. It's anyone's beating anyone in League One right now as well. So I guess that just kind of reinforces the point that it is the fact that fans aren't in stadiums. So it's not just the Premier League as a league on its own, that it's, I think, Championship seen a bit of it, and definitely down in League One. I mean, we've seen a lot of it as well. So yeah, absolutely. I agree with that one entirely. Just coming up to 54 minutes in this one now. Crystal Palace with a bit of the ball. This is unusual for them. I think it's been pretty much all Wolves. Anyone who's been watching the game would probably agree with me. Jeffrey Schlupp with the ball to Van Aanholt, who will look to make something of this little spell of possession that Crystal Palace are enjoying. As I say that Wolves have had everything, it has actually been all Palace in the last 5 minutes or so. A couple of claims for a penalty, and Wilfried Zaha with his quick feet in the box, looking to make something happen. It's to the far post. Nathaniel Klein tried to get just enough space to get his shot away. Wasn't able to do so. It's ricocheted off the back of Pedro Neto, and that will be out for a Wolves throw-in. Crystal Palace throw-in, on that far side. If there's anyone new in the stream, you haven't seen this before, please do consider leaving it a like as well. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be much appreciated. We'll bring you more Premier League streams if you want them. I will be live for tomorrow's game, the visit of Charlton Athletic to Fratton Park. That is a big one. It is 2 weeks of, 1 week, to be fair, of big games for Pompey. We've got Lincoln City as well next Tuesday. That's one to look forward to. They are doing very well at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see how we fare against a team like Lincoln. And then obviously there's Plymouth Argyle coming up as well, and then Ipswich, who will play in the FA Cup first round. So it's a very busy period coming up. An awful lot to look forward to for Pompey. As well as that, we've got plenty of games coming thick and fast in the Premier League, Championship, whatever floats your boat in terms of football. There's plenty to get your teeth stuck into. So stick with us here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. We'll keep the football coming your way as best we possibly can. Luka Milivojevic on the ball now for Crystal Palace. Inside their own half. Scott Pan plays the ball forward to Jeffrey Schlupp. Crystal Palace just kind of edging their way back into the game a little bit. A couple of half chances coming their way. Nathaniel Klein has done well to find Reedwald. This is Patrick Van Arnholt. He's approaching the outskirts of the penalty area. Looks to thread a ball through, to Jeffrey Schlupp. It's worked its way back to the final line of the Wolves defence. That one's back out to Pedro Neto, who will fire a ball right up Molineux towards halfway. And here comes the next pressure, bit of pressure from Palace. Patrick Van Arnholt seeing a lot of the ball in this second half on this left-hand side. Wilfried Zaha, Patrick Van Arnholt, Schlupp drives a shot, deflected away, back to Andros Townsend. And Wolves to deal with that one. Batten down the hatches at the moment at the back for Wolves. And that one is away for Crystal Palace throw-in. Connor Cody was doing his very best to get that one away. Did look a little bit all at sea at the moment there for Wolves. It's one of the first times in the sort of hour that they've played Crystal Palace for now that they've really kind of struggled to get a ball away from danger zones. So that's interesting. Maybe this is the chance where Crystal Palace will sneak back into this one. It's definitely looking likely. The pressure's building. Wolves need to get a hold of the ball and play the football. And they go one more up. I think they're home and dry. But at this moment in time where they're still 2-0, anything could happen in this one. Michy Batshuayi come up against Willy Bolly and he's conceded a corner in favour of Crystal Palace. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. My throat is incredibly dry. There we go. Excellent stuff. Just about to tick over into an hour. Here comes the Crystal Palace in-swinger. It's a good delivery. It's not a bad one. It comes out to Andros Townsend on the edge of the box. That's now back with Patrick Van Arnholt. And Crystal Palace work it all the way back to Guaita. He will look to start the next attack for them. And he's found Scott Pan on this near side. Ball is in the centre of the park, right in the centre circle for Crystal Palace. And again, enjoying an awful lot of possession in the second half. It's interesting to see so far that it's actually been all Crystal Palace in the second half, at least for the opening 15 minutes. Andros Townsend gets to the dead ball line, puts a corner. It's a corner to Crystal Palace, but he tried to put a ball in. It came off Ait Nouri, who's on his Premier League debut, who has scored this evening for Wolves. And Andros Townsend, who won the corner, is ready to take said corner. It will be a left-footed in-swinger. Arm goes up, ball goes in. It's a deep one, and it's only as far as Semedo. And Daniel Podens will take that one down. And Jimenez will charge on that left-hand side. Puts the ball across. Oh, my word. That was on a plate, that was. It wasn't Jimenez. Jimenez was waiting in the middle. I think it was Pedro Neto who put the ball across. It's absolutely spot on for Dendoncker. He was blasted it. And he just, I don't know, the power was there, but the accuracy was just well off for him. He took it first time, and keeper would have had no chance if that one was on target. It's a great chance to go 3-0 up for Dendoncker. And he's just put that one wide. And here comes another chance for Crystal Palace to attack. Wilfried Zaha gets to the dead ball line. He goes down. Is that a foul? Connor Cody's done well to work that one back off him. Wilfried Zaha will be angry now. He's conceded a... Wow, that's a little bit angry there. He put two hands on it. Oh, a little bit of afters there. Wilfried Zaha is not a happy bunny, ladies and gents. That one will definitely go to the VAR. Martin Atkinson's going to need to have a serious word with Wilfried Zaha. He needs to compose himself a little bit here. It might send him off, actually, for that, because that wasn't very friendly from Wilfried Zaha. I think Martin Atkinson will probably be talking to someone in the VAR hub. wait, just having a conversation, it probably will be a yellow card. I'm not sure if they're going to have a look for serious foul play or not. Be interesting to see if they do, because there was a point in that little kerfuffle that Wilfried Zaha did put two hands on Ait Nouri's neck. I'm not sure if he spotted that, but it's a yellow card that Martin Atkinson's produced initially. And I think what it was that angered him, Wilfried Zaha, was Connor Cody. I would have thought that's probably a foul in its own right, but Connor Cody won the ball back from him. Wilfried Zaha was early to get up. It wasn't, I said round his neck a moment ago. It was actually his head that he got both hands on. Ait Nouri was looking to win the ball back, and then there's the kind of clash of heads. They went kind of head to head. No one really went for it, but it was kind of stood up to each other. A little push from Zaha, just about there. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure if they would have reviewed that or not. But anyway, it is a yellow card. Thanks, Richard. Much appreciated, mate. I don't think there's an awful lot of people watching this game right now. So it's Gillette Soccer Saturday. You're more than welcome to sign me up if you want to. I'm always open to that. Obviously, it would clash with a lot of the Pompey games, wouldn't it? So that wouldn't be the best. Here is Wilfried Zaha, who needs to be careful now. He's shown a little bit of a flash of temper there. He is on a yellow, and that will be in the back of Martin Atkinson's mind for the remaining half an hour or so of this game. Patrick Van Arnholt on this left-hand side finds the number 4, Luka Milivojevic. Coventry are 2-1 up against Reading. Wow, Reading have had a brilliant start to the season. That's a good result for Coventry if they can keep that one going. If I was to support a Premier League team, it would probably be Wolves, hence why I'm streaming this evening. I do love a bit of the Wolves. But at the minute, they're suffering from an onslaught of Crystal Palace pressure. It's a good ball across. Wilfried Zaha hits it low and hard, and Martin Atkinson will blow up for a free kick. It's Raul Jimenez who committed it. It was sliding in. It was Zaha that went for it. I'm not sure if Martin Atkinson will produce a yellow card here. Quite a cheap one for Raul Jimenez to give away. They're right on the edge of the box. Great territory for for Crystal Palace to work from a good set piece that no doubt they would have been practicing or have been practicing for an awfully long time. It's in a great position right on the edge of the D. But I think that definitely was a foul. Martin Atkinson's got the correct decision. It is incredibly central as well. Van Arnholt standing over it at the moment. Milivojevic, Andros Townsend's lining up for a left-footed in-swinger, perhaps. Rui Patricio is absolutely livid with the Wolves wall. He's not happy. He'll be looking to sort that out. And I'm not sure who it will be to take this one. It's Milivojevic who drives the shot, and it's just dipping too slowly for him, and it's crept over the crossbar. Rui Patricio probably had that one covered. 65 minutes in. And Eze is being ready to come on. It will be Jeffrey Schlupp that is making way. And on he comes. There's a very quick substitution. Schlupp doesn't look the happiest man on the planet as he comes off on 65 minutes. But is the number 25, Eze. Brilliant talent for Crystal Palace, who has come on. Will try and make a difference. Try and get them back in this game, if at all possible. Still some time for them to get back into this one. Right. Scott Pan now tries to find Eze, who takes his first touch on the ball. He's lost out actually there, and it will be Pedro Neto, I believe, will look to capitalise on that little possession that they've gained, their Wolves, and the hand went up from Nathaniel Klein. He thought that Daniel Podens was in an offside position. The linesman thought otherwise, and play can continue. But it is back in the Wolves' half, and they will look to break down this high Crystal Palace line. Semedo looks to find Neves. Pedro Neto on that far side. Infield to Neves. Semedo again. Will take it up to the penalty area. Goes left and right and tries to get a cross in. Patrick Van Aanholt's dealt with that one well. It's come down to Neves in the box. And that one's hacked away by Crystal Palace. Still Wolves have it though. Ait Nori, who's been influential. Ball goes in. And it's dealt with well by Scott Pan. And Crystal Palace will look to get the ball down, compose themselves, go again. Don't want to give the ball away to Wolves, sorry. And they haven't done so. They've done really well, Nathaniel Klein. And that is only as far as Semedo. He'll play the ball back to Willy Bolly on halfway. Wilfried Zaha looking to nick the possession back off him. Claiming that the ball came off a Wolves player before it went out, Wilfried Zaha, but the lino thought otherwise. He's showing a little bit of a temperament at the minute, Wilfried Zaha. He's not happy at all. I think with some of the refereeing decisions that have gone against him this evening has wound him up a little bit. Added to the fact that they are 2-0 down in this game with 68 minutes nearly on the clock now. Wolves looking like they are breathing to a victory. And this could get even worse for Crystal Palace here as the number 10, Daniel Podens, looks to get his second of the game. He can't quite do so. It's just to the left of the goal and it's behind. And Guaita will take the goal kick. It's a good chance there. He was onside as well. He timed his run perfectly, took it down, left foot, right foot, bang, and it just wasn't close enough to the inside of the penalty of the goal post. Just the wrong side of the woodwork, and that could have been 3-0 Wolves. Creeping over into the 69th minute of this game now. The number 17, Nathaniel Klein on that far side. Gone in for a challenge with Ruben Neves, who's lost out. There we go. Yeah, no, that will be a clear free kick. Ruben Neves just kind of gone in there, slid in, and Nathaniel Klein went down at the right time. The referee saw it. Set piece for Crystal Palace. Hello, Chris. I've heard that Pompey versus Ipswich FA Cup game is on BBC. Nothing wrong with putting TV on mute and listening to the lads banter and commentate. If you mean us, Chris, then much appreciated. It'll be myself and Alex doing that one. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And it's on BBC. I think it's on BT as well. They're kind of covering it on every base at the minute. Eze in the box, Crystal Palace. Michi Batshuayi on the turn. He couldn't get his shot away in enough time. Wanted a little bit too much time on the ball there, the Crystal Palace centre forward, and he unfortunately didn't manage to get what he wanted on the ball. Here comes Neto. Ball is out for a Wolves throw-in. And yeah, Chris, as I said, we will be live streaming that game on the Saturday, just before 3 o'clock. You'll have us for the duration for that one, and you will have me for the duration tomorrow afternoon from about 2:45. We will bring you Pompey's game against Charlton Athletic as we welcome them to Fratton Park, looking to make it 4 on the trot in League One. As I speak, Raul Jimenez is breaking through that final line of Crystal Palace defence, and he did all the hard work, and the end product wasn't there for him. And unfortunately, he couldn't quite get the power behind the shot that he wanted. If he had the accuracy was there, but it was quite an easy one for Guaita to deal with in the end. And it is still 2-0 to Wolves. There's another opportunity that goes amiss for them. Sean's looking forward to it. I am as well, mate. I'm hopefully looking forward to a win, but we'll have to see for that one. Hello, Brad, mate. Welcome along. I'm very well. How are you? Hope all is good. Your end. We are watching Wolves versus Crystal Palace this evening. We've now been streaming for 1 hour and 40 minutes. This one's gone pretty quickly, to be honest. I've enjoyed some Premier League football. And yeah, it's not nice to be able to watch a game without kind of worrying too much and just giving you a bit of a kind of look at proceedings from an outsider's point of view. Obviously, I'm slightly tinted towards the gold end of the spectrum for this one. But yeah, more Wolves than Crystal Palace, but just a personal preference. I've always liked Wolves. Glad they're back in the Premier League. Jordan Ayew is about to come on, the Crystal Palace number 9, and I believe Wolves will be making a substitution as well. Again, that's another name for me to try and remember while I give you a commentary in these last 20 minutes or so. But it is Andros Townsend who's coming off, and Jordan Ayew will replace him. Townsend not had the best game in a Crystal Palace shirt this evening. Jordan Ayew will probably look to make amends for what's been a pretty poor Crystal Palace performance so far. So, yeah, hopefully he'll be able to turn things around for them. We will have to wait and see. If you are on the stream at the minute, boys and girls, and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do consider doing so if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to leave the stream a like and also like the page. And also, if you could leave a like if you're watching on YouTube on the stream. We always aim for sort of the 100 like mark. I know it's a Premier League stream and not many people are expecting this one, so I'm not expecting anything incredible tonight. I just thought it'd be nice to jump on and give you a Premier League stream. I've very much enjoyed it, and hopefully you have too. Pedro Neto coming into the Crystal Palace penalty area. He's managed to win a corner for his troubles, courtesy of Scott Pan. 72.5 minutes has been played. So, in commentary, a 3-1 up. Wow. And Aaron describes it as a quality strike. Thank you very much for that, Aaron. Good luck for tomorrow, says Matty. Thanks for that, mate. We'll do our very best. It's a big game for us. It's been a big week in League One for Pompey, but we've managed to do all right so far. 2 out of the 3 results have been more than satisfactory. So if we could continue that tomorrow, then that'd be excellent. In comes the Wolves in swinging corner. That's beaten away by Guaita. And here comes more pressure from Daniel Podens on this near side. Neves with the ball in, and it was, wow. 2 players went sliding in for it. Raul Jimenez was the first, and then it was Kilman, I think, at the back post that was coming in. If either of those 2 had got any touch on the ball whatsoever, that is 3-0 Wolves, and that is game over for them. Ooh. Neves with the ball in. Again, any touch on that, and it would have been right in the back of the net. But that will be, I believe it's another Wolves corner on that far side. Wait and see what happens. Hand goes up. Players prepare themselves in the penalty area. I believe it will be Neves that will take this in swinger. He does so, beats his first man, loose in the area, and it's eventually away down to this near side. Max Kilman. Then Donker gets the ball back in, looking for Bolly. Too many Crystal Palace bodies there for him to be able to get any kind of touch on the ball. Wolves regain a little bit of possession. Ball goes across. And in the end, Dendoncker couldn't just meet it how he wanted to. And that will be a Guaita goal kick to take for Crystal Palace. Here he comes. The man, the mountain himself. He's coming on. Adama Traore will be replacing, who is that? I believe, not quite sure. There's a couple of players coming off. It's Neto and Matinho's coming on, and it's Daniel Podens who will be replaced by Adama Traore. 75 minutes has been played. So substitutions, I assume, are just to allow for some fresh legs to come on. But that's not a bad option to have on the bench, is it? Adama Traore, absolute beast of a player. One of the most physical players in the Premier League. And yeah, very much looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the last 15 minutes or so. Here comes the ball from Crystal Palace. Sorry, from trying to get Adama Traore involved in the game for the first time. They haven't quite been able to do so. Still, Crystal Palace have the ball. 76 minutes has been played. If you're watching the video, the stream, however you're watching us this evening on YouTube or Facebook, please do make sure you leave it a like. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, as that will mean that you'll get more streams heading your way from us here at Fournilwritten All Over It. It's predominantly Pompey, but if you'd like us to do some more Premier League stuff, then we will, of course, do so. That is not a problem at all. I have enjoyed it this evening, so we will probably do some again. We'll have to wait and see for when the next opportunity comes around. Nathaniel Klein on the ball now for Crystal Palace on that far side. Scott Pan. Milivojevic on this near side. Eze has done well to thread a ball through to to Patrick Van Aanholt. And that one's, to be fair, it's over everyone's head. Jordan Ayew with the ball on the edge of the box. Flashes one across the goal, and that's dealt with well by Wolves. It's only come out as far as Milivojevic, and that's a bad one. There wasn't an awful lot in that, to be fair. And I think it's Raul Jimenez that came in. He's really clashed quite badly. Yeah, it's kind of nothing he could do about that, Raul Jimenez. He was not best pleased, should I say, because it was kind of coming in for the ball, and it was the Crystal Palace man was stood there and he couldn't stop in time, and he has conceded a foul, but it was an inadvertent foul. Didn't mean to cause the player any harm there, Jimenez. So came a little bit too quick off the mark. But yeah, definitely a foul. It's in a good position for Crystal Palace. Milivojevic will receive some treatment. He's absolutely fine. He's up on his feet, as is Raul Jimenez, which is all good. Both players can continue. And Jimenez with several blades of grass covering his forehead. It will be Van Aanholt who stood over this one. Another medical team on the pitch. Excuse me. Oh, it's been a long week, ladies and gents. Almost 10 minutes to go in this one. Jimenez will have to go off because he's received some treatment on the pitch. So he won't be involved in this set piece that Crystal Palace will take. Eze goes to find his place in the wall. Ball goes in from Van Aanholt. And it's up and over the crossbar. And it's not the best free kick he's ever had. And that will be a Rui Patricio goal kick. Wasn't troubling the keeper, and he could just happily watch that one soar over the crossbar. And it's still 2-0 to Wolves as we approach the final 10 minutes of this game. There's Roy Hodgson, one of the longest serving managers in the Premier League at this moment in time. He's definitely getting on a little bit, but he's still the ever-present on the touchline. Another Crystal Palace game in charge. He won't be happy with his team's performance this evening. They haven't been brilliant. But nonetheless, they still keep going. Eze with the ball on halfway finds Luka Milivojevic. Adama Traore hasn't done an awful lot to get into the game so far. Scott Pan. Ball down to Patrick Van Aanholt. And here is Luka Milivojevic. Crystal Palace really need to get going, to be honest. They haven't got an awful lot of time left, and time is running out for them. Here is Scott Pan taking the ball over halfway for Crystal Palace. We're into the 80th minute now. It's Patrick Van Aanholt on the ball, looking to form a little 1-2 partnership with Wilfried Zaha. That one's come off well. It's fallen nicely for them. And eventually, Rui Patricio will hack the ball away in the direction of Adama Traore, who I believe has just taken his first touch on the ball. It was an unsuccessful header, but he has got a touch on the ball at least now. And here is Eze. And he's just kicked that one behind. It's not brilliant, that from Crystal Palace. They won't be happy with the way that they performed this evening. Which you'd be able to tell by the scoreline that they won't be happy, but actually they have been pretty poor at this At the minute, Crystal Palace have not been very good. Nothing in terms of not an awful lot of quality so far that they've shown today in sort of 81 minutes. So there we are. Scott Pan. They have got a bit of the ball at the minute, though. Eberici Eze. And that has eventually worked back for Wolves. And again, frustratingly for Adama Traore, that ball just goes flying over his head. I believe Wolves have made all three of the changes. Oh, no, sorry. João Moutinho and Adama Traore are the only changes. Pedro Neto and Daniel Podens. So there is still one change for either side. Should they have any, I suppose, injuries that end the evening for any of their players, there's one to fall back on. There is Eze in the middle of the park. And ladies and gents, guess who's just joined us? He's here. Finally. Thanks for joining me, mate. And it's been a long one. Oh my word, we don't do that. How are you, Stan?
Thanks. All right, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm
Good.
tired.
How's it been?
Oh,
my God, I've been crazy busy.
You have been, mate. You have been.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. Mate, I've just been enjoying watching some Premier League football. We're only going to be on for sort of 10 minutes or so, but thanks for jumping on. Got your water, good boy.
Absolutely. Stocked up on the supplies. But
man.
Who was that? Who was just joined for like 2 minutes?
What it was is I clicked on the put it into thirds, and I'd accidentally left Dad's camera on downstairs. So we got a little bit of a sneak preview, but I don't think anyone saw that. We'll just cut that bit out. That's fine.
Yeah.
No one was watching.
So that didn't happen. How many's on?
We're 83 minutes in. Sorry, how many's on what? On the video, or how many minutes gone?
No, how many people's on the video?
Well, you'd be interested to know I've managed to hook it up to Facebook as well as YouTube tonight. So we've got 46 at the minute across both of them. That's
decent. For your first, Prem Live.
Well, for the first Premier League one, yeah, it's been all right. It's been, mate, to be honest, I've just really been enjoying watching the football because it's been really good.
I bet you're buzzing with score 2-0, being a bit of a soft spot for Wolves. Bet you're buzzing.
Absolutely buzzing.
Who scored?
Absolutely. It was Nori, he's made his debut tonight for Wolves, and Podens as well scored the second one.
Are they from Portugal?
I think Podens is from Portugal. Most of the team is from Portugal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's meant. Imagine. I was thinking the other day, imagine if one team bought every international player for England or something like that. It'd be weird but good at the same time.
Yeah, no. I don't know if they're are they isn't there some kind of rule that you have to have a couple of English players in your team in the Prem? Is that something, or is that?
Yeah, no, because I tell you what happened. I think it was Scott Carson for Man City. Had to sign for, was it Chelsea or Man City who had to sign an English goalkeeper? And I think Man City signed Scott Carson. I think it was, I'm probably just chatting a load of rubbish, yeah.
No,
I think it's true. I think it was Man City who had to sign an English player. So they signed a third goalie.
Smithy boy, this is quite interesting. Martin Atkinson is heading over to the Monitor to have a look at a potential red card for, I believe it was Milivojevic who went in on the challenge. And he's marched over to the Monitor. It was Milivojevic, and he's studs up and he's gone in for the challenge on the Wolves number 28. And I think he will probably give that as a red. I'm not sure.
My God.
Is he gonna give it though? That's the question.
Does he play for Crystal Palace?
Yeah, he's a Crystal Palace player who's potentially going to go off. He's had a good look at it, Martin Atkinson. He's going to blow his whistle, do the little VAR signal. Here we go. And it is a red card for Luka Milivojevic in the 86th minute. He is off. Serious foul play, which I completely agree with. So, if it wasn't already cemented, Wolves fans, there's 66 of you in here across YouTube and Facebook. Not sure if you're all Wolves fans or not, but if you are, there's a very good chance that you're going to win this. We've only got 4 minutes of normal time left now. Yeah, Crystal Palace down to 10 men.
Has there been much injury time or not?
No, mate, not really.
Not at all.
But you can't really argue with that one, can you, Milivojevic? I mean, the referee's seen it in real time. He's blown up for a yellow card initially, and then he went over and looked at the monitor, and then we all saw it. It was a horrible challenge. Studs up, and he caught him badly. So, yeah, just no arguments, mate. To be honest, no arguments.
Was it? Where was the foul? Was it?
It was just on the halfway line. No, it was nothing interesting. But there we go. Oh, mate, someone's a fan. FIFA gameplay
this season. I think 17th. That's what I think. I think I predicted that at the start of the season as well. Yeah, 17th. We're still 17th. Absolute mental. Rotherham won the other day, didn't they? Versus Sheffield Wednesday.
Way.
So you can imagine the absolute scenes in my household. It's a bit of a derby, that.
Would you prefer to be top of League One or bottom of the Championship?
Rock bottom or just?
Well, 17th.
17th. I think probably. I don't know. That's a really good question. The thing is, the fans in the League One. Sometimes. I think I need to be careful what I'm saying here because obviously there's a League One supporter who I'm speaking to.
Yeah, you got to be careful, mate. Got to be careful.
Need to be careful. I don't know. I quite like relegation battles. I don't know why. It's just proper good feeling. Like even more so when you stay up. I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest. You're doing a bit of a boomerang on the Instagram.
Sorry, mate. I'm just doing I'm trying to boomerang it. It's not quite going to plan, though.
You know, I could just tell you were doing a boomerang there, just because of the movement of your
the movement of the wrists, mate. Just one of those. What it is. Yeah, no, that's.
I don't know. What about you? What would you prefer? Would you prefer to be 17th, or would you prefer to? I don't really know. It's an hard question. That's an hard question.
It's a tough one because if I feel like we could more than hold our own in the Championship, but it's a bit rubbish losing every week, isn't it? And worrying about going down. But also, you don't really want to be in the third tier fighting to go up, do you? So
the thing is, you've got to think all the games will be rubbish if you're like battling to stay up. You know the like away days and stuff. A lot of people pay a lot of money for it.
Mm.
So that's
good when you get a win, though, wouldn't it? Like,
it's unreal. And it's fair them. They bring out the true supporters. Like, so the away days, like they're normally pretty good because we're chanting and stuff like that because everyone knows all chants. Like, so I don't know. They are the good
hardcore, mate.
Yeah, hardcore supporters.
Well, we have. Go on.
No, go on. Sorry, I'm speaking about a different topic. What you saying?
That's all right. It's not a problem. Mate, it's not an awful lot happening. Wolves have won this one comfortably. I was just about to say we're just about to tick over into the 90th minutes. It's going to be a short but sweet appearance from Smithy Boy on the channel this evening.
Mate, honestly, it's because when did you find out you wanted to do the live? Because we were originally going to do it, and then wasn't, and then we did. When did you message me? I can't remember. Was it today?
Yeah, it was this afternoon at some point. I messaged Smithy Boy. I was like, right, should we just go for it? And I spoke to Alex as well, and he was like, yeah, go for it. So we've gone for it. We're here. He is, mate. They're living it up. They're loving it. They're both on here at one point earlier. I was like, I'm sat here watching.
Alex as well.
Yeah, Ellis was well, not on it, but like watching.
Yeah.
So that was good, and they're living it up, mate. They've got a lot of content planned, which I'm not sure I'm allowed to say what, but it's an awful lot coming up over the next couple of days.
I've had a cheeky preview.
Have you?
Yeah. Looks unreal, to be fair. Looks unreal.
Exciting stuff. Late ball's gone in from the number 11, Wilfried Zaha, who arguably could have been sent off tonight. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if you saw. He got a little bit angry. He did get quite angry. But yeah, he's not a happy boy tonight. A couple of decisions went against him, and he pushed a couple of people over. But I don't know. Is he normally quite angry?
Zaha? I reckon. I don't know. To be honest, I've not watched enough of him. He's a good player, though. Good player.
Good player. I just think he gets angry quite a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, anger management issues. I think.
Yeah,
have you seen what happened with him last season?
What was that? Go on.
You've probably seen it. He got like Man of the Match award, and he got interviewed after the game, and the interviewer said to him, "What were you doing tonight?" And he says, "Oh, I'll probably just be relaxing with my son. I'm quite tired, actually." At about 10:30, there was a video going around of him clubbing. It was mental. I've seen it.
Brilliant, mate.
That's funny. That's
quite
funny.
one in with his son. He's out and about, larging it up.
Plumbing it. That was ages ago, obviously. Not making any rumours saying he's breaking lockdown rules.
No. How is lockdown, by the way, mate? I haven't really asked you. How are you coping?
We're in tier 3, mate. Literally, there's nothing to do. It's a bit weird, actually. Like, because they said that, obviously I'm not going to be going trick-or-treating, but they're saying trick-or-treating they're saying it can go ahead, which is a bit mental, just considering I can't go in my grandparents' house, but if I wanted, I could go onto someone's garden and knock and take sweets from the house.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a dodgy one. Well, I know a lot of people that are locking the fences up, just like padlocking the gate, because it's a bit dodgy. Like, I think we had a look at the cases per 100,000 the other day, didn't we? Then we had a tour of where you live, and we had a look at the cases. What were it? It were like 400.
I'm going to check now, mate. I'm going to go back on the map. We've only got like a minute left in this one. 4 minutes added on. We're in the 93rd, and there's absolutely nothing happening. So I'm just going to quickly check the old coronavirus map.
I think we should be reporters.
What's your
job, probably?
Mate, we should go and work for the BBC, shouldn't we? What are the oh my word!
Might have gone up
right,
or down, I don't know.
Where's the? Here we go. Right, what's your region, mate? What's your region? Let's have
South Yorkshire.
South Yorkshire, 515, mate. You are now.
That's gone up. That's got my bank card.
515 per 100,000.
It was 452 or something like that the other day.
Where I am, it's 207. In Pompey, it's 200. And at the minute in Greater Manchester, it's 483. So it's actually worse where you are in South Yorkshire in Rotherham, mate, than it is in
Manchester.
In Manchester. So there we go.
Basically, what's it called now? Where you need emergency beds. What's the name? Boris Johnson had it.
ICU.
Support. No, a support, like further
intensive
support.
Care. A ventilator.
No, ran out of intensive care beds, yeah.
Oh, right.
In Salford, which is like, obviously just bang next to Manchester. So that's worrying, that, to be honest. Have you heard about, I know you like your news stuff, don't you? Have you heard about Jeremy Corbyn?
Yeah, wow. It's no surprise, really, is it?
Yeah. I was just laughing to myself at work because I got a notification. It was like the other day, this.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Sorry.
Go on.
I said, come on, we start speaking about news and politics.
I know. But mate, we're done now. We can go, mate, if you want. I mean, the game's finished. Wolves head up to third in the Premier League, 2-0, yep. They're level on points with both Everton and Liverpool. Obviously, they've now played a game more than them because they're kicking off the Premier League weekend. But stick around for a minute, Smithy boys. I've got some news to tell you, mate. I've got some news. But obviously that's only for your ears and not the viewers. So we're going to end it there for the time being.
I'm getting nervous now.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing scary.
Right.
But,
you
anyway.
rang me earlier and I picked up the phone right rude because I was like, what's the problem? Because every time someone rings me, it's normally because something really bad happened. Like someone's lost or whatever.
No, it's all right. I wasn't lost, mate.
No, it's just that I wasn't
problem.
sure what it was. I thought something wrong with you.
Mate, it's absolutely fine. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you
Thanks
as well
for
for joining us. If you've been here from the start, much appreciated. But that is it. Wolves take all 3 points and go level on points with the league leaders. Will that be the same come the end of the weekend? I don't think it will. Thanks for joining us. Join us tomorrow for Pompey against Charlton Athletic. We welcome them to Fratton Park. Until then, keep the faith. As always, play out Pompey.